You are listening to the Spiritual Warrior Coach with Barbara Savin, the podcast for discovering how powerful your wisdom, compassion, and courage is. Get ready to join Barbara and her guests as they explore and offer you advice on how to reclaim your power, your energy, and your authentic self. And now, here's the host of the show, Barbara Savin.
Well, thank you for joining me today, and welcome to the Spiritual Warrior Coach podcast. I am your host, Barbara Savin, and I am here to help you reclaim your power, your energy, and your authentic self. I am a certified clinical and medical hypnotherapist, Reiki master and teacher, energy healing specialist, life coach, best-selling author of Gentle Energy Touch, the Beginner's Guide to Hands-on Healing. You know, I have been helping my clients for over 35 years, and the older I get, the more wisdom seems to come through. So isn't it time that you believe in yourself? You know, your mind is going to provide you with your greatest challenges in life because it's so very, very powerful. So let's use that mind for positive thinking, creating harmony, balance, peace, love, happiness, and anything else that your heart desires. Because one day the world will tap you on your shoulder and say, this is your time to shine. And speaking about shining, I'm going to bring on my guest right now. How are you, Daniela?
I'm really, really good. Thank you so much, Barbara.
So let me tell my listeners a little bit about you. Daniela Sulek, right?
Yes.
I pronounced it right? She was juggling life for years, and that led her to actually hit a wall. And her entire way of life led to her developing a very serious illness while pregnant with her third child, and she almost lost her life. And now with her Play Your Way Through Life philosophy, she now helps renowned yet unfulfilled leaders move into the permanent state of ease, joy, and passion. And by transcending from the conditioned human to the consciousness of their true self, they shift into effortlessly creating by being instead of creating by doing. Wow. It's like unbelievable, right? Boy, you must have had some tough time there. You know, what happened with your pregnancy? I guess that's my first question.
Yeah, it was interesting. I guess looking back now, it's been 10 years. Looking back now, it was the best thing that could have happened to me, you know, as it always is. And yeah, I was just in my head, you know, first, I don't know how many, 35 years of my life, living in my head as most people do. Mm-hmm. And stressing, having anxiety about everything, planning, controlling, working long hours, never resting, you know that, right? And I had at that time, I had 2 kids, I had 2 girls, and I was pregnant with my third child. And well, long story short, I developed pneumonia and flu, and I almost died because everything was just beeping. And so fortunately, it was not my time to go, but it was the point where I sat down with myself and I started asking my questions. And really, I started looking at the world, and things started not making sense. It was like, there is no way we came to Earth to do this, to struggle and to stress and have fear. It started to kind of like, it doesn't make a sense. And I told myself, I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. Like, I'm done. I'll find another way, even if I, you know, if I don't know what I need to do, but I'll find another way. And that process started my spiritual experiences and kind of human or consciousness evolution. And I started doing Reiki. I am, I am a master Reiki healer, and I started doing energy healing and coaching and all these things. But it was through my spiritual experiences, out of body experience, astral travel, experiencing myself as a consciousness, experiencing the love and light, the light we are, collapsing my mind into a black hole. There is a black hole in the center of everything that is conscious. That was a very powerful experience. And I kind of built this as a puzzle, understanding who we are beyond the mind, how the mind works, what is the purpose of the mind, who we truly are beyond the mind and body. And I steered off from all the modalities or tools that the mind that we use on our journey. And the mind looks and points kind of like out there. It's out there, something is out there, out of you. And I realized it's us. We are it. We are everything. And it's real. Everything is really just the tool to that connect us with who we are. So right now, I'm helping very talented thought leaders, executives, entrepreneurs, but also high performing coaches who coach or healers to shift into a permanent state of higher consciousness, which is completely go beyond the mind and dissolving the mind. So it's only 1% of population functions on this level, and it's really having no thought, no conditioned thoughts and no conditioned emotions, and being rather than doing, and taking any action and creating results through being and not doing. So there is no planning, like a thought. The normal process is we have a thought, we plan things, we do things. So those two steps are completely eliminated because planning and thinking happens in the mind, but we are being, we are not human doings, we are human beings. So it's literally just through being we create and we get massive results because it's our natural state.
So do they need to meditate into it, or what exactly do they do in order for them to understand that they're just being?
It is an experience, absolutely. They go through experiences. The process is simple, not easy, because the mind makes it very complicated. But as soon as we go beyond the mind and start dissolving the mind, our natural mechanism that has been built into us and in everything that is conscious and in the universe or in the world starts to kick in. So the process, so what I do is I activate people in the higher consciousness and then integrate them, because as I said, the mind makes it complicated and very difficult. So I tell them what to do, not to go into the mind and stay away. And then over time, the mind dissolves. It's not meditation per se. It's really just being in the state of conscious being.
Yeah, just being in the present and just forgetting about everything else that's there, I feel.
Yes.
So do you feel some of them actually over time truly understand and get it?
Everyone does.
Do?
I do not work with everyone. The clients who come to me already, so they are at the stage where they usually have done a lot of work and healing. So trauma, childhood wounds, they've done that, and it's like they're ready. When they come, they're ready. So sometimes it's literally a number of hours or just days, and they feel a huge shift. And it's a shift in the state. So they start thinking differently, feeling differently, but the conditioned mind, which is negative thoughts or stress or any conditioned emotions, blame, shame, worry, anxiety, just dissolves, just disappear. So there is complete peace.
Wow. So is that like on an unconscious level, or are they consciously aware that this is happening?
They are consciously aware. Oh
Consciously
yeah,
aware.
it's very it's very conscious. They are doing it. So they are literally they are getting to know themselves. And it's absolutely on the conscious level. And it's very powerful because they realize who they are. And I just had I did a session with last week, first session, and literally within 24 hours, she told me she is this force. It's not like there is a force behind her. Like her emotions change, thoughts change, all the fear disappear, and it's like, Daniela, I am the force. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was telling you, that you don't need the force to be with you. You don't need a God that is out there somewhere. You are it.
You are it.
You just didn't know that it's there. So I connect them once a person experiences this, they can never go back. Like once you know who you are, it's very hard, it's impossible to go into the conditioned human. And then it's just integration, because as I said, the mind wants to convince us that, oh, there is a fear and you are this helpless human and you need to work hard and strive for happiness and all that stuff.
So do you feel that well, like what you just said, like so you could say the mind actually stops us from getting to where we need to go to an extent?
Yeah, well, to make it really simple, the mind is the only thing. The mind is the only thing. If we didn't have a mind, things would be very, very much easier. But on that point, and you mentioned it in your introduction, the mind is very powerful, and the mind is a very powerful tool. Over the centuries, however, nobody taught us how to use it. So literally the whole population, the whole humanity, as I said, there are exceptions, probably 1-2% of humanity, of population. Everyone else is misusing the mind. The mind was never designed for thinking and providing solutions. We are the solution to any problem we have. We can have balanced body immediately when we dissolve the mind, when we start using it correctly. Our health gets into the balance, our body goes into the balance. So I had clients with cancer, with thyroid issues, with many issues, and everything got balanced because the mind is like this road, like this stone on a road, on a path, and we are all misusing it, and that creates the anxiety, stress, and imbalances in the body. Once the mind stops, it's like I would say it's like a virus in the computer. When you have a virus in the computer, like the computer is kind of doing its own thing and not what you want, and it's just the disaster. It's slow and it messes up things. It's the same stuff. So once the mind is aligned with our true self, we are very powerful, because at that point, the mind doesn't do the activities that we use it for, but it just serves us for what it was designed. And we are very powerful beings. We are fully aligned with our energy, and we are in our natural state. And that is a very powerful state, because that's what magnetizes. That's the high energy. That's the energy that creates the world. That's the energy that literally sends to us the right people, the right opportunities, and things just happen. We just be, we are just are, we enjoy life, and things happen for us.
So like with like stress, I mean, I feel like stress, anxiety, and some illnesses are actually a result of us doing it to ourselves. Because the mind is so powerful. And if we think we're sick, or if we think oh, gee, it's the wintertime, I'm going to catch the flu. I think most of the time, most people will come down with the flu because they're constantly thinking the mind is going, they're going to get it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's like the same concept, right?
It is the same concept. It goes much deeper, though. Any chronic illness, not only viruses, but any chronic illness, and literally diabetes, any heart conditions, cancer, any chronic illness, unless it's something that, I broke a leg when I was skiing, right? Any chronic illness is done in the mind. Is done in the mind, because if you understand the structure of the consciousness and the universe, is the consciousness travels, we are light, we are literally light, and anything that is in our experience needs to, the consciousness, as it travels through all dimensions and it hits the lowest one, which is the metaphysical body, our metaphysical body, and then our physical reality. So as it literally shines through our metaphysical body, it shines through our energetic blueprint, and those are our beliefs, our grids, our conditions, everything that is mind stuff, thoughts, emotions, and whatever we carry in our energetic body gets projected in our physical reality. So any disease, that's how disease, whether mental, emotional, physical, are developed. When we clear our metaphysical body, the physical reality changes. So again, clearing metaphysical body means getting and removing the mind, because the mind holds the negative blueprint, those grids, those beliefs, all that stuff. Once it's not there, the body knows what to do and goes into a natural balance,
natural state. Do you feel some of that is also I don't know, it's because some past life?
What do you mean? So what do you mean past life?
I know it's a lot of people feel that we've come back down here again quite many times to actually heal what we need to heal from other lifetimes. So do you feel that can also help with some past lives?
So any karmic, so you're talking about karmic experiences, or karmic law. Any karmic law exists only on the level of mind, not on the level of consciousness. On a high consciousness, in our true self, there is no karmic law. On the level of mind, because that's the blueprint, those are beliefs. Now, looking at the past lives, there is no such thing as past lives, because past and future is mind concept. It's a mind concept. When we die, past and future stops existing for us, and we are able to access all our what we call past lives or future lives immediately, instantly. So past lives and our future lives are actually happening right now. The mind projects it as this is past. Even when I talk about past, 10 years ago, this incident happened, and I referred it to as a past. That me with that experience still exists in the quantum field, or in spiritual realms. We call it Akashic records. Akasha, it's the same stuff. One is from the physics point of view, another is spiritual point of view, but is those exist, possibilities exist in the Akasha or in the quantum field. So past lives are actually parallel realities that we live. So yes, we can have we can have experience what we call past life right now. We cannot access, but we kind of know, with hypnotherapy or past life regression, we can access those. And those actually come into our physical experience right now, so we can learn from them. So it's not necessarily karmic, like, I need to make amends or I need to be a better person. It's not. It's about looking at that parallel reality, which we call past life, and what is the belief I have about myself in this physical life that is interconnected with that parallel reality, because everything serves as a teacher, everything and everyone. That's why we created everyone as a teacher, so we can use that to really clear that metaphysical body. But we have infinite amount of parallel realities or past lives and future lives, but we access only those that are relevant to our physical experience right now.
Right now, in the now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So do you feel that some people that are constantly working on, are of course clearing their karma or past life, however you say it, they're constantly working on trying to fix their personal and professional relationships. Do you think that does them more good or harm? Or isn't it better for them just to be in the now?
Yeah.
And
It's
right?
and you're very smart. Yes. Or call it wisdom, right? We don't call it being smart, we call it wisdom. Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right. It a little bit depends where the person is, because if we take someone who has, and I've done it in the past, yeah, I was working with women who had severe depression, panic attacks, trauma, PTSD. So those people need some kind of different methods and tools, but and they can clear stuff, what we feel like clear and do this kind of work. But really, it's very simple. The mind looks for fixing ourselves out there because the mind wants to keep us in the personality that it developed over the years, and the mind wants to stay in control, because, as I said, it's a software. It's like a software that is being filled with virus. So that's the trap. And this is what I see. A lot of people are exhausted and it's frustrated because, and I have another belief and I have another karma to clear, and I have this came up, and this came up in my relationship. You can do it for the rest of your life. You will never be done, because you're working on the level of the mind. Everything is on the level of the mind. There's thousands of that stuff, thousands. You can go to the core, realizing that, hold on, because you mentioned relationships. And one thing about relationships, I say when I have clients who have problems with relationships, or in my talks, there is no one out there. There is no one out there. You have to understand that there is no one out there, because everyone is a projection. The mind makes a multidimensional hologram, and everyone is a projection of your consciousness, of your energetic blueprint. So fixing someone, a relationship with someone, you are fixing an illusion. This is why we have over 50% divorce rate. This is why there is always something, there is always struggle, there is always drama, there is always toxic person in my life. And because you are fixing an illusion, never can be fixed. If you understand there is no one out there, and that the mind is just really tricking you, then you stop fixing the illusion and you work on your energetic blueprint. And the fastest way is to dissolve the mind, to remove the mind, not to function on the level of the mind anymore. And all those beliefs, all the deepest beliefs about you, everything will be dissolved. Over time, there will be nothing. And that's the higher consciousness, when you're just this pure being, and there is no fear, there is no anxiety, and there is no karma.
So when some people say they're looking for their soulmate, I guess there's no such thing as a soulmate to an extent, or maybe on their level.
Okay. First of all, we are all soulmates to each other.
Right.
Because we are one. Everyone out there is you experiencing yourself from a different perspective.
Yes.
So we are all soulmates. I know what you mean. There are soulmates, there's 12 twin flames. People are looking for a twin flame. I've had experience with that. It's the mind, again, looking out there and focusing you out there. If you get that, you will be complete. If you get that person, you will be complete. What is happening is that, and yeah, some people may say, but hold on, because this person is just, it's out of the mind. Like they just vibrate with me. We have such a connection. So okay, so you created that person because there is no one out there but you. Everyone is a holographic experience projection of your blueprint. You actually created that person to remind you who you are. But instead, that's the truth. And do the work that, okay, I need to go in. I need to get to know myself. I need to remove my blueprint. But instead, the mind says, oh, hold on, this is the love of my life. And I go after it, or I need to be with them. But what it does, it creates more and more separation. And it's, for someone it's a soulmate or a soulmate, but on another level, for someone, it's an achievement. It's a goal. It's, I need to be successful. I need to have my, I need to get to 1 million revenue in my business. For someone, it's, see how it's the same theme, but just the different colors. But the theme is the mind projects something out there that will satisfy us, that will make us happy, that will make us whole. And it's an illusion it creates for us.
Yeah, it's like the desire to be in control all the time, when in actuality, we're really not in control of anything.
You can never be. No.
And I think that's where a lot of people get a little off track, because in their mind, again, like you say, it's all about, well, if I can do this or change this, then this will be fine. But it's really not about that. I mean, we are energy beings in a physical body. Otherwise, how can we touch things and do things? Because we're just energy. So
Yes.
so wow, that's a lot of people do not look at it that way. I mean, but that is the true sense, what you're talking about.
Yes. And that's, you can never actually, again, you can never control. The mind gives us an illusion of control. Well, if I do this, okay, so I tell my kids this, that they need to clean my room, and they clean my room. They need to clean their room, and they clean their room. Oh, see the illusion of the control. But it's really the mind's illusion of the control. Or I want my partner to do this and this, and hey, he did that. But this creates, actually, what you said, a lot of karma, because it's on the level of mind, because the mind creates the false illusion of control. But what we literally do, we manipulate, we control, we resent, that's not, we do all these things. And this is we are angry, because then the kid hates us. Then the kid, if I say to the kid, no, I'm not going to allow you to play video games until the room is clean. Well, first of all, I manipulate and control the other human being. And secondly, what I just do is I project my fear onto them, because I have no other tools how to control them. And what I do, I create more karma, because that kid will start hating me. I hate you, mom, or whatever, and people do that instead of realizing what I said before. There is no one out there. If you want, you can actually get that kid to clean that room, but without what we just said, without that conditioning, by going in and realizing how you create with energy. If you drop that fear, anger, and everything that makes you to control and manipulate reality and other people people will do what you wanted them to do. Like, but without that. And it's really amazing how I see it in my life. I've seen it in my clients' lives when they may be going through divorce or having a tough time in their marriage, and literally from the perspective of a human, it's like, oh my gosh, it's terrible and everything. And when I work with them, the partner shifts, and suddenly they are the nicest person, and they may go even through such quote unquote drama or negative experience in life as a divorce, but it's a very pleasant and wonderful experience. It's like two friends working together, because it's not on the level of mind. There is not these karmic things. We are out of it. We are as a pure consciousness. This is on the personal level, but this is on the global level. We could eliminate, if we would increase our consciousness as a humanity, we could eliminate wars, violence, any negativity, any fears. Everything is done on the level of mind. I always say it's us. It's not, the war is not like it's us. It's our 1,000 years of conditioning in every person, and that creates mass consciousness. And that shows up in a physical reality as war, poverty, violence, rapes, all that, mass shootings, everything. It's us. So, because we forgot who we are.
That's for sure. Believe me, especially in this day and age.
Yes.
Oh, I look back. I mean, I was born in 1940s, and growing up in Coney Island in the, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, even the 70s, completely different than what I'm seeing around me now. And it is, everyone is, it's so filled with, like you said, fear and anxiety and stress. And what it does, it's actually creating more of that around us, which people do not understand.
No, they don't. And they tried to use the same tools, the old tools, to fix it. But I truly believe that everything what is happening, whether it's in our personal life, this is when people come to me with any personal drama, whether it's a terminal illness, chronic illness, or a relationship problem, or any other problem, or whether we are talking as a global, in terms of global problems. It all serves us to look at things and start doing things differently, to really realizing, back to my story, it took a huge hit. It took a huge hit for me to say, no, I cannot continue doing things all the way, because the next time I may not survive. So any negative experience we go through, whether on a personal or mass level, is there to make us to stop looking for the solution out there, and to literally remember who we are. Hold on. Okay, so 1,000 years, for 1,000 years, we've been doing this, and there were still wars, there's still more violence, things are actually going worse. What are we doing wrong? And I tell you, we are not who we think we are. We are not. And that makes us to kind of switch focus and remember who we truly are, and how we can change things.
Well, that's it. It's funny that you say that, because I had gone, my grandma and my great grandma, they were both healers, and that's who I was growing up, but I was always made fun of and everything else. And so then I shifted gears and I went into the corporate world, and I was in the corporate world for like 15 years, when had a complete breakdown. And I realized, who, like you said, who am I? What am I doing? If I continue, doing this, I was sick with migraines, chronic fatigue. It was bad. And I had my two children. And so I actually quit my corporate job, and to find to get back, I should say, to who I really was. And it's funny, because a lot of my friends, said to me, I think you're having a nervous breakdown. And I said, no, for the first time in my life, I know who I am and I'm fine with it. So I'm not having a nervous breakdown or I'm not going crazy. This is who I am. And if it doesn't resonate with you, well, that's okay. But it's me. I found my authentic self. And I think a
Yes.
lot of people are lacking. They keep on going and doing and going and doing and until something, happens to them.
Absolutely, and that's the story we've seen out there. But also another story is what you said, is that the person has it in them,
And then,
but they're like, okay, people will think I'm crazy, and this happened to me, and this is normal, because other people cannot understand us. So when I had my experiences, and those were absolutely amazing, mind-blowing experiences. For example, the collapsing of the mind into the black hole in the center of my consciousness. Like it was like the mind unwrapped itself from the body, and everything ceases to exist, and there was just this, it was just falling into the black hole. And I was like, wow. And when I realized who we are, how we create, and I was sharing this with a very close family member, and he listened, and I shared it with like certainty, like, but this is who we are, and people don't know, and they are doing things the wrong way, and this is why we suffer. This is why I have all this passion. I had all this passion, and he looked at me and said, "But if people who know you, like our friends, hurt you right now, they would think you're crazy. You know that,
Mhm.
right?" And for a moment, I was like, "Ooh," I got the fear. But the more I had those experiences, and the more I shifted into the higher consciousness, the amazing thing is that as we shift into the higher consciousness, the fear disappeared. There is no fear in there. As our pure beings, when there is no mind, it doesn't matter. Like the fear stops existing. So now, okay, if you wanna think I'm crazy, go ahead. But the beauty is, because we cannot match a reality that doesn't match our vibrational field, our energetic blueprint. So because we remove the mind and dissolve all the fears and anxiety, we no longer actually interact and attract. And the people who are naysayers or haters, or who do not have our belief system, they are not in our reality. So my reality, my environment cleared so much that right now, for a good, I don't know, 2-3 years, I haven't met anyone who would say, "What? You're crazy." Everyone who I meet is like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know how to do it, but yeah, what would you say? It completely makes sense. So I shifted, as I said, the reality reflects our energetic blueprint. So that's why people should not be afraid, because when you are afraid, you are attracting more fear, and you are actually attracting more people in your life who will project the fear onto you. So drop the fear and you will move out of it.
I've noticed that even just not just with fear, but people that are anxious and stressed, they actually more people they end up being friends with people with the same situation.
Yes, absolutely. But not only that, but also we attract when we are stressed, and we want to control things, and we are anxious, we attract situations. We literally create a reality that requires us to be more stressed, trigger more stress, triggers more stress, requires us to be in more control, or wants to control things. Nothing is working out, bad things are happening. And it's because the mind creates the illusion that reality is fixed. So I am this helpless human. I was born here, and I'm kind of trying to find my way through the life, to get to the end finish line and somehow survive. And if I will be lucky, I will have house, I will have partner, I will have kids, and car and vacations. And I'm praying every day that that I will survive. So that's the mind's illusion. But reality is not fixed. As I said before, how the consciousness go through the metaphysical body and creates the illusion of reality, of our experience, physical experience. Reality shifts. Reality shifts every minute based on your energetical blueprint. Every minute, every second, every now. The reality shifts. Every move you make from the fear or anxiety or from the neutrality or from happiness, that your day tomorrow will be completely different if you change your energetic blueprint right now. So this is what people don't know, and they think that we are lost and we are just, as I said, trying to find our way. But we create every second our future, because the future actually doesn't exist. It's a mind's projection. So what is really happening is we vibrationally, based on our energetic blueprint, we vibrationally shift. Remember the parallel realities, parallel lives we mentioned? We shift to the parallel life that matches our new or old energetic blueprint. So, and that changes the timeline we are on every minute and every day. So this is why it's so important to really just dropping the fear and anxiety and stress.
Do you feel that I know so many people that are on medication because they're so filled with stress and everything else, they go to a doctor and they put them on Ativan or whatever the medication is. And do you feel that that what that does, that truly stops, I feel, them from really getting to really know their true self? Because the medication works crazy on the mind.
Yes, and and I did for a couple of years worked with women who were on several 4, 5, 6 medications. They had I had someone who had depression, mania, depression, bipolar, severe anxiety, I think 5 mental diagnoses. And I told her, like, okay, that's not you. Like, those are, like, just forget it. And many medications. The person, first of all, needs to be ready. And then I never, even though the medications create side effects, because of the current physical reality the person is, they need the medications. So what I was doing was I was literally shifting their state. I was helping them to shift the state. And then they didn't need the medications, right? So so the medications kind of like disappeared from their life. Like they were like, well, Daniela, I'm actually off. I just told my doctor I don't need it. But dropping the medication when the person needs it can cause a lot of harm.
Yeah, it can cause,
right?
Yeah,
So
they need to wean off of it.
Yes.
So do you feel that how does someone feel deep peace no matter what's going on around them then? Because the world is a crazy world.
Sorry, what was the question?
How do you feel someone can actually feel peaceful no matter what is going on around them?
Because it's not logical, because the logic tells you and the mind tells you how many things are wrong. But nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect. Everything is as it should be. Otherwise it wasn't here. And again, when you are in the higher consciousness and you realize that what you see and hear and the reality is an illusion, why would you be anxious about the illusion? It's like watching a movie. It's watching a movie. So the difference between the conditioned mind state and our normalized state is that we are in the movie and we play the part. We literally are in the movie. So it's a lot of drama and stress. And when you shift to the higher consciousness, your perception shifts. You stop seeing the world through the distorted view of the mind. You see the real reality, you see the truth. And now you watch the movie. It's like you watch the movie, but you are not lost in the movie.
To it.
And also you understand that anytime you have the power to change the movie, you have, and you change it. So
I know it's a tough world, but like for me, I'll just go outside and no matter what is going on around me, I look at all the beauty that is there, and that in my eyes, it helps me feel like peaceful.
Yes.
Just listening to the birds, or just looking at the beautiful trees, the sky, and just being grateful that I'm here on earth, you could say, no matter what the situation is.
We chose it. We chose to be here in these times. And as I said, there is a reason why everything is happening. And until we as a humanity understand it, more negative things will be happening, but it's all us. We have the power to change it, but not with controlling, not with action, but literally remembering and realizing who we are beyond the mind and the body.
Without a doubt. So, wow, I can stay here forever talking to you, but it's like so interesting. It's unbelievable. So where can my listeners get a hold of you? If they want to know more about this.
Yes, the best way is to visit my website, which is danielasulek.com, and they can connect with me through my website or read my blog. I have a blog, which I think there is a lot. I share a lot in there. So if anyone is interested, they can go there.
Oh, okay. And what is the blog? Is it
your
it's
website? On the website. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And all that information will be on the bottom here, once this goes live. But, oh, it is, I have to tell you, it is so refreshing to hear somebody like yourself say this when this is how I feel.
Yeah.
And again, people look at you and think you're a little, whacked or something, but it's not. This is the truth. We have to get back to who we are.
Yes, and I would say trust yourself, because that's the difference between the mind, and the mind works on information and data and logic and analytics and on a proof. This is, I see it, I hear it and touch it, I can taste it, I can tweak it. It's real. But again, reality is just an illusion that the mind creates. The knowing, the wisdom cannot be explained. It is just, I know it. So just a lot of time, and it really just just being on this journey and having the experiences and connecting with people who are on the same level, and we have this very similar experiences, and the wisdom is, the truth is the same. Our perception and experiences differ, but the truth is really the same. So when you feel it, believe it, and no matter, I always say, no matter, even if no one on earth would believe it, I would claim my truth, because the other things do not make sense. Like they stop making sense. The mind stuff stopped making sense for me. when I shifted. So now it's like, yeah, of course, this is how this is how we are and who we are. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely journey.
It's a beautiful journey. No matter what comes in our way, the thing is to learn from it and, understand and be who our authentic self, who we are meant to be, I want to say.
Who we are beyond the mind and body.
Mhm.
Yes.
Beyond the mind and
Yes.
body. Again, my God, you're unbelievable. Where can my listeners get a hold of you again?
Again, it's my website, danielasulek.com. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Oh, thank you so much. And to my listeners, thank you today for listening. And again, a really very big thank you to my guest, Daniela. And I hope that you heard what you needed to hear. And if you like, visit me at my website, motivateyourlife.net. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Spiritual Warrior Coach. We're on Spotify, Apple, Chrome, Amazon, International, everywhere. And I have amazing guests just like Daniela. So you need to check out her website, believe me. So, and for those of you maybe interested in learning energy healing, go to Amazon and check out my book, Gentle Energy Touch, The Beginner's Guide to Hands-on Healing. So again, thank you for listening and have a beautiful week filled with love and light. Love, Barbara.